Technology integration isn't a smartboard or Promethean that is turned on to write homework assignments or occasionally handing out clickers so the students can vote for the class president at the start of the school year and then never to be used again until the following year. The origin of the word integration comes from Latin, meaning to make a whole. This means technology integration is exactly what integration means, the action of incorporating technology into the classroom, the whole classroom. It is the process of incorporating it in such a way that it becomes an integral part of the entire class on a daily basis. Many parents have learned how successful a common piece of technology in just about everyone's home can be used to entertain and educate their children. We call it television. An integration in the classroom can be as simple as using e-books, just as technology has introduced it in the form of television in the homes. True technology integration is when the students are interacting with the technology, not just a passive reviewer as they are at home when they watched cartoons. Educational technology is a partnering of teacher with students, students with students, and students with the available tools that technology has to offer. It is when I, the teacher, allow the students to teach themselves through the use of technology that we gain the benefits of the use of technology in the classroom. I can pose a question to the students. How can we help our community recycling efforts? I then allow the students to use the available technological tools to come up with possible solutions. Ask the students to organize their ideas and then present them either as a community project or a presentation using any number of educational software tools available. Educational technology isn't about going to the computer lab once a week to play video games that are educational or do a simple report. The educational technology tools that are available, smartphones for communication, computers to gather and organize information, calculators, overhead projectors for presentations, and so much more than just simply using a computer. But it is also making those tools relevant to the students on a daily basis. Instructional technology is when I use technology, not simply putting up a few pictures of historical sites in a social studies class. It's incorporating it in everything. It's a virtual tour to the home where George Washington lived, a trip across the cold tundra of Antarctica to discover how the penguins live, or a boat ride through the Everglades of Florida, all without leaving the classroom, and then using those trips as links to the curriculum. This is how learning can become real and relevant to each member of the classroom. Outside of the classroom, students are surrounded by technology. They are constantly learning, doing, and interacting with each other. They know at a very young age how to access information through the use of mom and dad's tablets, smartphones, and home computers. They are interacting on a daily basis with each other through the use of technology. As a partnering teacher, using the technology they are familiar with is important. It is a way to consider how I'm going to reach them. Maybe I'll use a flipped classroom concept, or the concept of a problem or project-based learning. Instructional technology isn't just one piece of hardware or one way of teaching. It's combining all of the possible technological tools and educational methods within the classroom. Information and Communication Technology, or ICT, are terms that are used to unite the roles of communication and integration of telecommunication. They are interchangeably used for information technology, or IT, but ICT is a more specific term that stresses the role of unified communication and the integration of telecommunication, such as telephone lines and wireless signals. Computers, software, storage, and audiovisual systems enable users to access, store, transmit, and manipulate the information. Today, it is also used when referring to the convenience of audiovisual and telephone networks with computer networks through a single cable or linked system. What does this have to do with your children? As a partnering teacher, my job is to be sure your students know all the available learning tools and are using them for the best ways to learn, communicate, and expand their world. Technology is an enabler. Technology enables students to teach themselves in ways they couldn't before. The main role of technology is to support the partnering pedagogy. The more technology is used in the classroom, the more the students will be able to use it easily. As a partnering teacher, I will use technology as much as possible. Recently, a study conducted by the University of Houston found positive effects of technology in the classroom. First of all, attitudes improved greatly when technology was introduced into the classroom. Based on the research, it was very clear that when technology was used as a learning tool, students' attitudes towards learning and their own self-concept improved. In addition to attitude, test scores rose. The research also showed that by utilizing technology in the classroom, teachers spent less time lecturing and more time having students work in cooperative groups. Research also showed that those students at risk improved because it empowered them to have some control over their own learning in a method that is most comfortable for them. They're allowed to do research on the things that they don't know and enhance the things that they have learned previously. The bottom line is, as teachers, we need to incorporate the tools that our students are going to use in the future. We need to reach our students in ways in which they are willing to learn, they are willing to conduct studies on their own, and they have a positive attitude throughout the day of their learning experience.